We had been many things across the years, friends, lovers, mysterious others, and now long-distance caregiver confidant on my part. I sat there in the dark, talking with her by phone. "What does cyanotic mean?" she asked, after a long pause. "Why do you wonder?" I replied. "It's what the ER doctors said as I hovered over the room, watching them work on me." I explained that it meant turning blue from a lack of oxygen. There was all kinds of frantic activity, she mused, people scrambling around, and then one of them shouted to the others, "She's cyanotic," and then things seemed to get even crazier. At least, that's the way it looked from up there. I didn't know what to say and stayed quiet. "But then something changed," she continued. "All of a sudden, they didn't seem as concerned. I had the impression that a crisis of some sort had passed. And then at that same moment, it was as if some powerful magnetic force was pulling me back down to the gurney, and I was suddenly back in my body, whole again." That was what she told me afterward, in a long late-night call after she'd gotten back from the hospital. It had been a severe heart attack, she said, nearly fatal, the result of decades of vascular damage from diabetes. "But it was beautiful," she reported, as if recounting some exotic vacation. "It was just like they always say, a tunnel of brilliant white light, more pure than you can even imagine, and a supreme sense of inner peace." She paused. "I don't want to die, because there are still a lot of things I want to do in life," she said, "but I'm not afraid of it anymore. Not at all." But then a few days later, while I was out of town on business, a second heart attack came. Her mother was there with her in San Francisco and knew that things were not good, wanted to dial 911, begged in fact, but she forbade it, shaking her head vehemently during moments of lucidity. She made it through much of the night, and then at dawn, the end came. When I got home from my weekend away, her mother's message was on the machine. Even though it shouldn't have been a shock, it still was, profoundly so. I sat there in the dark with my wife, the two of us talking, trying to take it all in. On the far bookshelf was a baby boombox that she had bought for our newborn son. It was remote-controlled, but both the device and the controller were sitting together on a top shelf, far from anything. It still felt almost beyond belief that she was gone. She seemed to know things about people and about the future that defied possibility. She declared with certainty that I would not have twins as indicated by an early ultrasound, but only a single baby, a boy, and she had been right. We sat there for a long time, my wife and I, talking, thinking of her, but finally at a loss for words. And then suddenly, the baby boombox turned on, lighting up the dark room and playing a nursery rhyme, "Twinkle, twinkle, little star." It had never done that before, and it never did again. For Christine.